Have you ever noticed how some animals seem to choose certain people? No matter how many people are around. A dog runs straight towards someone they've never met before. A stray cat ignores an entire neighborhood, yet follows one person home. A horse instantly relaxes around someone it just met. And sometimes wild birds return to the same window, the same garden, or the same person day after day. But why? Is it just coincidence? Or do animals see something in us that we can't see ourselves? Most people assume animals act purely on instinct, that their decisions are simple: food, shelter, survival. But over the last few decades, scientists and animal behavior experts have begun uncovering something much more fascinating. Many animals don't choose humans randomly. In fact, some of these choices appear to follow surprisingly consistent patterns involving emotion, body language, trust, and even certain human personality traits. And what researchers have discovered may completely change the way you interpret the animals around you. Because maybe that special connection you once felt with an animal wasn't your imagination. Maybe there was a deeper reason behind it. And the first clue begins with something we all do without realizing it: our silent language. Even when we're not speaking, our bodies are constantly sending signals: the direction of our gaze, the speed of our movements, the tension in our muscles, our posture, our level of calmness. Animals notice all of it, far more than we realize. Researchers have found that many animals can identify signs of safety or danger within seconds, not because they're analyzing us the way humans do, but because their brains evolved over thousands of years to interpret behavior. That's why some people seem to create an immediate sense of comfort around animals, while others, without realizing it, communicate anxiety, tension, or uncertainty. But that still doesn't explain something much more intriguing, because there are cases where animals continue choosing the same person over and over again, even when dozens of other people are around. And when scientists began investigating that phenomenon, they discovered something nobody expected. We'll get to that in a moment. But first, we need to understand something remarkable. Animals may be reading our emotions long before other people do. Think about a moment when you had a difficult day. You came home exhausted. You didn't tell anyone how you felt. You tried to act normal. But then something strange happened. Your dog came and sat beside you. Your cat climbed into your lap. Or your horse behaved differently around you. Many people call this coincidence. But researchers started asking a different question. Can animals actually sense human emotions? The answer appears to be yes. And in some cases, it's astonishing. Studies have shown that dogs can distinguish between human facial expressions such as happiness, sadness, and anger, even when looking at photographs of complete strangers. Horses have demonstrated similar abilities. Researchers discovered that horses respond differently when shown angry faces compared to friendly ones. They don't understand our words. They don't know our personal stories. Yet somehow they seem to understand the emotions behind our expressions. For thousands of years, many animals have evolved alongside humans, and in doing so, they became remarkably skilled at reading us. They notice changes in breathing, tiny shifts in posture, subtle facial expressions, even tension that most people would never detect. Maybe that's why so many animal owners describe the same experience. Their animal appears exactly when they need comfort the most. Maybe animals aren't responding to what we say. Maybe they're responding to what we feel. But this leads to an even bigger mystery, because sensing emotions is one thing. Choosing a specific person is something entirely different. And when scientists started studying why certain animals develop preferences for certain people, they found something fascinating. It all begins with trust. When humans think about trust, we usually think about relationships, friendships, family, love. But for animals, trust can mean something even more important: survival. In the wild, one bad decision can be fatal. That's why animals spend their entire lives evaluating risk. Who is safe? Who is dangerous? Who deserves to be approached? Who should be avoided? And here's what's fascinating. Animals don't judge people the way humans do. They don't care about status. They don't care about money. They don't care about popularity. They care about behavior, consistency, predictability, calmness, patience. This is one reason why some people seem to attract animals naturally. Without realizing it, they project safety. Their movements are calm. Their behavior is predictable. Their presence feels non-threatening. And animals notice. But there's something even more surprising, because some animals don't just trust people. They remember them. And certain real-world observations reveal just how powerful that memory can be. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this video and you're fascinated by the hidden connection between humans and animals, make sure to like the video and subscribe to The Animal Connection. Every week we explore the science, stories and mysteries behind the bonds we share with the animal world. Now let's look at what happens when an animal decides to choose a human. Around the world, there are countless stories that seem almost impossible to explain. Crows returning to the same person every day. Stray cats choosing a single home. Dogs forming instant bonds with complete strangers. Even wild animals displaying unexpected trust towards specific individuals. What makes these stories so fascinating isn't the encounter itself, it's the repetition. Because they come back again and again and again. Researchers believe memory plays a major role in this behavior. Animals learn from experiences. They remember positive interactions. They associate feelings with individuals. In many ways, it's not so different from us. Think about someone who treated you with kindness during a difficult moment. Years later, you still remember them. Many animals appear to do something similar. They recognize, they remember, and sometimes they return, not because they have to, but because that connection left an impression. Yet perhaps the most important discovery isn't about the animals. Perhaps it's about us. Because there is a reason these stories move us so deeply. Think about it for a moment. Why do we feel emotional when an animal trusts someone? Why do these moments stay with us for years? Maybe it's because they reveal something every human being longs for. Connection, acceptance, belonging. Animals don't see our achievements. They don't know our social status. They don't care how successful we are. They don't judge our mistakes. They respond to who we are in the moment, to our presence, to our energy, to the way we treat them. And maybe that's what makes these connections feel so special. They exist without judgment. A dog's loyalty, a horse's trust, a bird's unexpected visit, a cat's silent companionship. They remind us of something we often forget, that meaningful connections don't always require words. Sometimes they are built through presence alone. Maybe animals don't choose perfect people. Maybe they choose people who make them feel safe. People who are patient. People who are gentle. People who offer calm in a chaotic world. And perhaps that's why these encounters stay with us for so long. Because they remind us that some of life's most meaningful relationships are built on something much simpler than language: trust. And when that trust is given freely, whether by a human or an animal, it becomes something unforgettable. Maybe that's why certain animals seem to choose certain humans. And maybe that's why we never forget the ones who choose us. And if you've ever shared a special bond with an animal, subscribe to The Animal Connection. Because some of life's most meaningful connections don't need words.